Hi there. Okay, so I'm going to go over my abs series again. This time I'm going to talk it through so that you can all understand exactly what I was talking about with the navel to spine connection. So I'm going to go ahead and lay down on the floor. So when you lay down on your back, the first thing that I want you to do is pull that deep navel to spine connection as you're laying down. So right away, you don't want to have your abs protruding. You want to have your belly pulled in nice and tight. And you're going to bring your knees into your chest and relax your head back. Now I'm going to go really beginner with this. I'm not going to add any head lift and I'm not going to add any arm movement. We're just going to work on the core connection and the movement of the legs. So first I want you to pull your knees in, giving your back a little bit of a stretch. Tug on the knees, hands down by your sides. Now right away here, you want to be sure that the belly button is pulled to the spine and your back is pressed to the floor as much as possible. Now some people have a little bit more of a natural curve in the lower spine. That's absolutely fine if you can't press your back down into the ground. That just is your mobility and your range, and you've got to work with that. As long as you don't have a strain in the back, you're absolutely fine. So, starting with the knee pull, we're going to take one leg out. Now I'm taking my leg up on a high angle because we're beginning. As you get stronger and more comfortable with the core connection, the leg will lower down to the ground. But for now, up on an angle. Keeping this knee pulling in, using those core muscles, we're going to switch to legs and exhale. Now remember, an exhale contracts the abdominals, so we're going to move each time with an exhale. Good. 4, 4, 5, keep pulling tight. 5, 6, 6, make sure your shoulders and neck are relaxed. 7, 7, we'll just go to 10, 8, 8, 9, 9, and one more each, 10 and 10. Hug the knees into the chest, give your back a stretch. Place the feet on the floor for a moment to rest. Now if you feel your back, that's normal. You can feel the back muscles. Hi, Rocky.
Can I find the flowers?
Okay, well, I'm doing something right now. You can feel your back muscles. I want you to feel them working. What I don't want is for you to feel them straining. If you feel the strain, you're doing something incorrect, and I want you to reevaluate your movement. So the next thing that we're going to do is what's called double leg stretch, and it means both legs moving together. Now 2 legs weigh more than 1 leg, so you have to take the legs up on a slightly higher angle than you did with a single leg. That way we're not causing any strain, and for the first couple, make it easy. As you get comfortable with the movement and pulling the navel to spine, and then you can increase the difficulty by taking the legs a little bit lower. But always make sure you're working with control. And again, our breathing is going to be inhale first, exhale to contract the abs, which is going to help to pull the legs in without straining your hips too much. So here we go, laying down on your back, knees into the chest, hands down by your sides. Again, open chest, relaxed arms and shoulders. Make sure your neck is soft. You don't want to strain your upper body unnecessarily. That'll take away from the work of the core. Legs squeezed together. Take a deep inhale as the legs press out together, again on an angle. As they go out, make sure your back doesn't lift. You want to keep those abs pulled in. If this is too low for you, take them up even higher. You're still going to get the work as long as you're pulling the muscles in actively. If you're released there, the back is going to start to go and your legs are going to start to feel very heavy. I'm sorry, I'm talking with my eyes closed. The sun is very bright today. So again, take the legs up on an angle. Feel the muscles pulling in. If you can, press the legs out on a slightly lower angle to squeeze those muscles. On your exhalation, you're going to pull the knees back into the chest. That's Rocky. He's 3. Next one, inhale, press. Exhale, pull. 3. Pull. And you can see, or maybe you can't, I'm shaking. That's just my muscles are contracting. You're going to take an inhale, so that's totally normal. Exhale, pull in. Good. I've lost count, so we'll say this is 6, 7, 8, 9, And the last one out, squeeze those muscles to pull the knees in and give them a hug. Gently rock. Now, sometimes when you pull the knees into the chest, you get a pinch in the hips. That's just what's called an impingement. And some people are more naturally externally rotated. So if it feels more comfortable to pull the knees in wide like this with your feet closer together, totally fine for this relaxed stretch. Just rock side to side to let your back release for a moment. So our next exercise in this series is called a single straight leg stretch. And basically it's a scissor of the legs, one going down and one staying up. The tricky part about this is the breathing. All I want you to do is focus on exhalations. So naturally, if you exhale, your body will inhale. What we are accustomed to doing is inhaling and then holding our breath. So I just want you to focus on breathing out with each movement. We're gonna go slow. Again, laying on your back. Take the legs up towards the ceiling. Now, if you have tight hamstrings and you can't get your legs up perfectly straight without them shaking or straining or something weird happening to your back, then I want you to have a soft knee. When I talk about leg up to the ceiling, I'm referring to your femur or your thigh. Okay, so if my knees are bent like this, you're going to take one leg down and one leg up. I want your knee pointing towards the ceiling. I don't want it wandering down. I also don't want it super close to you yet. That's more advanced. Okay, so for now we do this. Again, with each movement, exhale. We'll go slow. Head down, arms down, knees bent, abs engaged, belly button to the spine. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, move one leg down towards the floor. Right away, exhale again. To switch. To switch. To switch. And switch. And switch. And switch. And switch. Bring the legs up together and hold the knees. I'm going to make it a little bit more simple now for those of you who are truly, truly beginner. Start the same way. Exhale, take one leg down. Then bring it back up. And now the other one can go down. With an exhale, pick it up and continue that way. Hi and Rocky are having a conversation over there. I apologize for the disruption, but that's what happens when you're a mom. Good. Continue this, exhaling with each leg down, pulling those muscles tight, and you will feel those muscles working. They have to. They're part of the core. The core is not just your abs at the front of the body. They're all those muscles and so much more. 2 more each leg. And 1 more each leg. And then hug the knees in. Now normally when you're beginning this series, I recommend 8 to 10 repetitions or sets. So if it's a 2-leg exercise, you do 1, 1, 2, 2, all the way up to 8 or 10. For the double leg stretch and for this next exercise, you could do 8 or 10, or 8, 9, 10, you know, however many, as long as you maintain control and form, excuse me, and you're not starting to feel strain. Excuse me, it's beautiful out, but I have allergies. So the last exercise we're going to do is generally the most difficult, but I'm going to simplify it for you. First, I'll show you the advanced version, which is with straight legs. They'll both go down towards the floor together. Now that's crazy hard for anybody, even for me that takes work. So I'm going to simplify it and break it down very, very easy. Feet start on the floor, all the way together, knees together, inner thighs squeezed, belly pulled to the spine, back pressing to the mat, arms are relaxed. First thing, flex the feet. This is because I don't want you to put your whole foot down as we do this exercise, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Flex the feet. You're going to take a deep breath in through the nose. On the exhale, you're going to contract those abdominals, and bring the knees towards your chest together. Deep breath in. Exhale. Now, on your inhale, you're going to bring your heels to the floor without changing the angle of your legs. Just tap the floor and use those abs to pick the legs back up. Now I'm going to show it to you wrong. Inhale down. Notice how my back lifted. And I'm going to show you the lift wrong. And you can see not only the strain in my face, but the extreme arch in my back. That is a no-no. So work within your range. Start with a smaller angle here to make it easier. The longer your legs get, the more resistance and gravitational pull there will be, so it'll be more and more difficult. Be smart, start small, excuse me, start simple. Let's do 8 repetitions of that. And we go. Exhale to lift. Don't let the energy die at the bottom. 4, 5, 6, 7, and one more down, and pull up, and give it a hug. Good. So that's the end of the series. Now, to make it more challenging, as you saw way earlier in the series when I presented the ab series, I used dumbbells and I did arm movement and I also raised my head off the ground. Again, those are way more advanced. You can add those in for variety as you get stronger. Excuse me. So if you have any questions, please message me, comment on the video, but hopefully this helps you learn a little bit more about how to connect to the transverse abdominals and a basic abdominal series that is Pilates derived. So if you're a beginner for Pilates as well, this is a good way to connect to that. Enjoy. Thank you.